Good morning and welcome back, legends, my fellow traders. Another market update with me. In the mornings, I haven't looked at the charts since Friday, and yes, we can see the targets are, picking up all my liquidation levels that we marked in, and it's currently sitting at a daily order block. So let's see what is happening and what the price might do this week, and let's analyze everything. So I think on because this is weekend, so we had some drop on Saturday morning. We can see this happened on Saturday morning, and then we had this one in dead gap zone into Asia. So this happened on Asia as well. So, but generally, if you're looking back on Friday UK is like, this was we were talking about. So this is a Bitcoin as well. So let's have a look actually on daily and see what is happening. So I'm gonna remove all the things off, so it's not in the way anymore, because these were all liquidated. They were collected. There was some bounce off this order block, but it didn't pull away anywhere. So okay, and it's marked this as a daily order block. So this in the daily order block, we're gonna see that now. So and what has happened? So interesting. So daily, okay. So daily, yeah, it's rejecting the 255 EMA. So this is what we talked as well, that it is below, but for us to be more bullish, it needs to go up. But it started creating lower highs here, so it's coming back down. So if he holds this level, okay, but this is the order block we talked about, which I marked in. So this is the order block here. If he holds this level and bounces strongly, we might expect that this is as far as it's going to go, and it's just going to create another leg up, like here. It's created high low here and then another leg up. So if he holds the 50 EMA, we might create that, but then again we can create another high low here, a lower high here, and just pulled away again. So but for us to see, we have to see what price it does. Everything that goes up also needs to go down, so we had to expect that the pullback will happen. It's just understanding where the pullback ends and how we can jump into the next leg up. So that's what we can have a look now. So 255, it is strongly below EMAs. We can see 4 hours. 255 here is just at that 255, but it's strongly below 10, 20 and 50. So it's very bearish in a short term trend, looking like wants to go down. So it didn't ignore this fair value gap. There's another one. Well, we can mark this as an order block here, because there's an order block here. So I'll mark all this. So it is sitting on that order block on the 4 hours. Okay, if he bounces, what I would be expecting, okay, comes back, creates a higher low, and then starts going up. So in the EMAs is going to start changing the other way, and 255 it just follows up. So 255 would be following up like this. Okay, then it stays bullish. Until then, we just have to follow the price action. Okay, currently it's still coming back down. So let's have a look on liquidation levels. And this is Bitcoin. So we can see that there were some people who went long on here on the last drop, and they just got liquidated here. So we have another one which is 76.050, 76, where is this? 050. So 050. Okay, that's there. That's just below the order block there. Some liquidation levels. People who went longs now, I would expect. That's what's there. So there's also people who went short at 77593. 77593. Okay, 753. It's there. It's just above the price. Well, on the last candle day, on this 4 hour candle, people who went short. So what happened was this candle was completely red, turning completely red, and people jumped in the middle of the candle, and this is what's happened. This is why that's why we have the liquidation levels here, so close to current price. What else we have there? So we have another area here, which is 78246, 78246, 78246. It's also very close. On same again. People jump into on some red candle. My candles are completely different, so bullish is this orange, and bearish is this light blue, whatever it's called. That's my colors. Much easier to read instead of the greens and reds, and it gives you false emotions as well. So for when you start seeing these greens and reds, so I put some neutral colors. Okay, so these ones were added recently. These ones here, so these ones were there. There's still liquidation levels below. So completely ignored my order blocks. Not completely. It's bounced off once from this one. Then there's another order block which has created this, but it's rejected. Rejected this order block here, created lower high, and just pulled away. And since then it was pulling away. So we can see how on Friday, big move into it was into end of UK into Asia, then not Asia, US, and then US really did nothing into Saturday morning. Again, that's on the drop. Weekend, nothing to do in weekend, and we had multiple rejections on 50 EMA on 1 hour. We can see this has happened on Sunday, and then there was another one at Sunday night into Asia, and Asia pulled it away again. So where they want to take the price, so we had this zone, one of the strong zones here. Nothing else is there for me to see, so because these order blocks we are missed through all the orders blocks, the fair value gaps, they were taken out. So I would expect into this zone first. This is where we need to see what is happening. Let's do this. So I just changed my charts now accidentally. So this would be the first zone. So because there's also trap traders in here. And that was very strong zone first before, so I would expect it's probably come back into this zone, because there's lots of liquidation below. I would definitely expect that they're going to come up, pick all this one, and then come back up and bounce it off. So that's on 1 hour. So what we want to see is comes back, creates this, and then it starts going away. Until that's happened, I wouldn't expect anything in long. So it needs to come back, creates a strong bounce on this one, and then pulls away, comes back, retests the 50 EMA again. So because the EMA is going to be pulling down like this. Okay, so EMA is going to be pulling down like this. It comes back, retests the 50, comes back, and creates another high low. Okay, is the signal for me, when I'm going to be taking an entry. So I might be looking a little bit earlier on 15 minutes, but let's have a look on that. But this is generally my trade idea. Okay, I'm going to keep this one here, and let's have a look on 15 minutes, because this needs to be deleted. 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes. I actually wanted to keep this 1 hour. So 15 minutes. Let's have a look. Okay, and 15 minutes is following 15 minutes following all 255 EMA. That's the same EMA that it is on 1 hour 50 EMA, but very close is following that. So there is no clean rejection currently for me. It might bounce off, it comes back and collects this one before it does another leg down. If that happens, then we can expect that this is going to reverse into into this zone. So until then, if it starts pulling away, I'll be looking in 5 minutes. Maybe I can scalp it into here, but otherwise I'll be waiting a good rejection on here just to push for the next leg down. So I do see some of these coins having like massive rejections currently, like this one, but the other coins holding the levels above this wick, so they're keeping the trap traders in. Bitcoin doesn't do that, so it's nearly released all of them. So that's why I expect, you know, they might come back and pick up more. So that's on Bitcoin. Let's have a look and see what we have on calendar. Well, that's loading. There's FOMC meeting only on Wednesday, so until Wednesday there's not much to, you know, it's gonna be, looks like it's gonna be normal price action. So okay, so this is now ETH. ETH, the same, it just came down and collected the liquidation levels we had recently. This was the wedge formation we talked about a few days ago, like last week, and I said, well, this is came back, retested, it's pulled away. So and then there was another trend line which they broke, retested, and pulled away as well. So the block, okay, so it's actually pulled a lot further down than Bitcoin. So I haven't even marked any zones here. So let's have a look. Okay, we're gonna go daily, see what is Bitcoin doing on daily. Okay, so we saw that, you know, we saw this pattern that it's creating lower highs here. It's broke above this one, but you know, this created another lower high. This was on Tuesday, and we talked about on Tuesday as well where it can go. There is an order block here. This is exactly where it is currently. I would expect order block. So daily OB, and we will see everywhere. Okay, so daily order block is there. I marked the order blocks, the last candles that created the next move up. So this is no, you know, for me this area is an order block because it's created all this move up. This is order block because it's created this move up, and you know, that's how I look on things. Same again, we can see the volume dropped down, so you know, it's holding the wick now. If this turns into a hammer, that's still a long time for a hammer. We're gonna have to see in smaller time frames what we see, but I would expect it comes back, retests the 10, 20, 50 EMA and then pulls away, because once all the EMAs, once the 10, 20, 50 EMA above the price and they cross over like this, it turns into more bearish price action. But you know, everything can change. So let's have a look on 4 hours. So obviously it's came back, retested this area before, but it couldn't break the trend line, you know, the weighted trend line we marked, and it's pulled away. So okay, that's created the next leg down. So there was this order block that didn't do nothing. There is this order block here, so we're gonna keep this as an order block there. So it's a strong bounce off. Okay, this is 4 hours order block. There is a strong bounce off this area. Okay, and this was the same on the daily order block. But now what we need to see is, we need to see it comes back, even maybe breaks this area here. Even if it doesn't break, it's fine. But once it comes back, it creates a high and low here. So it can't break, you know, anywhere in this area. Then that means, okay, like we're gonna jump in, we're gonna go up higher. So then again, we have the risks again to break, you know, level by level, you know, because first level we need to break this one, then we need to break this one, then we need to break this one, and get above all the trend lines. Okay, because there is lots of levels to be breaking once we change the trend. So until we change the trend, there is nothing else. You know, I'm not looking any longs until that's what's going to happen. So unless it's going to be some scalp. So let's have a look on liquidation levels. Same again as Bitcoin. So we have 2132, 2132. Look at this. Come on. This is literally there, you know, on top of the candle. That's where people went in and this is okay, this is on 4 hours. Okay, I'm gonna mark that on 1 hour. So, but that's people jumped in on the bottom of the candle. They jumped in because they saw all the candle red, and they said, okay, this is going all the way back down. So well, it's actually in the, it's nearly broke 2000, so it's at 280. It was 280, but this is how people see. Don't just jump in. You needed to be in from this retest, EMA retest. There's in the smaller time frames, you definitely can see some things. So let's have a look. What do we see on here? So this is the same order block on here. Okay. Let's quickly mark this area for me on 1 hour as well. Order block on 1 hour. There is the next order block on here. Okay, this is actually multiple rejections here. If it breaks this one, then I'll be looking on the next one, which is going to be here. Okay, that's my next one. There is a massive rejection. This was trap trader zone, massive rejection on here. I'm not going to go and look on that now until we break the levels. So once we break this one, I'll be looking on this one, and then I'll be looking lower if we're going lower. So, but if the price wants to hold this level, it's going to bounce off, create somewhere at the EMAs, and then comes back and creates this high low that we just talked on about 4 hours. So and then we can expect price to go up higher. How far it can go, again, so, we have the level, we'll have the level, order blocks. We just have to go pick up all of them. But what they want to do is, like market makers wants to push the price one way, create loads of liquidity in that way, and then they can come and pick up all the liquidity. So they need the liquidity to push the price up or push the price down. So 21.32 is the liquidation levels here on the last candle here, so that's literally is there. So yeah, okay, so that's 21.32. Okay, and we have below, it's not massive, but we have 20.88, and same again, so 20.88, yeah, all the way up. 2088. Okay, so even if you're looking on now let's have a look. Okay, you go inside into trade. One of the rules is your stop loss needs to be below the previous wick or previous structure. So these guys have the stop losses here in the wick, so it can come back, and this is where I talk. This here cannot break this low here, so it can come back and collect this one, still creates a higher low, and then pulls away. So if you're jumping on these trades like this, your stop loss definitely needs to be below the wick. So but this is what we can see how it's created here. So these are the closest liquidation levels here. They are obviously, without thinking and knowing that we have lots of liquidation levels here as well, so they're just going to be around in this area. And there's going to be lots of liquidation levels here. So anywhere in this zone here, people are opening shorts. So there's lots of liquidations. We're only getting from like liquidity map the largest ones. So that's why we can see these really big numbers here. So let's have a look on 48 hours. You see there was large liquidation levels here. They came down, collected that. Now we have some level here, which is 22.14, and this was 21.31. That's the one, this one here. So and 22.16 and 22.07. Okay, so a little bit higher. It's there. Okay, I put it down on 22.7. So, but you see what's happened. So there's liquidation levels here. So there's liquidation levels in around this zone here, below or above any peak. So from here, if price went up, there's loads of liquidation here. So they said, oh, we have induced enough people here. Now they're going to come and collect it. Now they induced people to go long here. All this price action over the weekend. They said, okay, we have enough liquidation levels. Enough people went long from here, and stop losses on here. They okay, let's collect it. So if they have enough, they might not come back and collect anymore, then now they're gonna go after all of these. So that's what I would expect them to do, market makers. Okay, so there is no entries for now. We have on this, we are into this drop trader zone. Okay, as long as we hold this zone, comes back, retest 50, comes back, retest the drop trader zone, we should be absolutely fine. So this is what I would expect. Okay, and then it creates a W formation, like a higher low, and then we can expect to go into long. Okay, so that's it, guys. This is for Bitcoin and ETH. Let's have a look quickly and see what else we have on the others. Avalanche, we can look on the 1 hour. So you look, this is like massive rejection. Most likely they also collected these. Okay, because I'm looking on Binance charts. Well, Binance is the best in the volume, but we can see how price is coming back, collecting the liquidation levels. The same again. These are the things we talked about on Friday, and it's just been slowly coming down. So same moves on Friday. You know, liquidation levels here on Saturday and Sunday. It was Sunday morning, Monday morning. So H-bar, same again. I'm not going to chart too much. I'm just going to put the video on so you can see. And what do we have? Chainlink, the same. You know, they all follow the same really patterns now. It's understanding where they're going to be in the move. Okay, so you see they came down and BNB collected. BNB didn't drop as far as the rest of them. And what do we see? You know, there is this order block here and this big zone here, which created all of this move as well. So on a daily, this is going to be an order block here. So you know they are still on the daily order block, but very bearish. You know, 1 hour is below all the EMAs. So if we can't come back and break above this area, you know, we could expect BNB is going to go down. What we see, XRP is the same as BNB. It's below 255 on 1 hour. Okay, on the rest of the EMAs, it has a nice rejection candle here, nice hammer. If it holds that level, we might start reversing and the EMA starts spanning up other way. What do we see on this Aave? Same again. So it's broke. You know, it's broke below on Friday and it's been coming down since. Rejection candle as well, so it needs to hold this level for us to be more bullish. So more, you know, change of the trend. So anyway, everything, guys, going to be following the same patterns. And you know, once you mark all the areas, liquidation levels, just wait for what's going to happen. So anyway, I'm off for today, so let's catch up on the next one. And by the way, just register with the BITGET to get your 20% rebate on your all of your trading fees. Okay, let's catch up soon. Ciao, guys.